What happens if an officer gives an order that all the enlisted know will get somebody injured? I found out during a live fire exercise at Fort Campbell when our brand new lieutenant almost got half the squad killed. Lieutenant Davis had been with us exactly 3 weeks, fresh out of West Point, eager to prove himself to the battalion commander who was observing our training. The problem was, Mother Nature had other plans. We were supposed to conduct movement under fire across this steep hillside. Standard drill, advance while artillery simulators went off behind us. Should have been routine except for one major issue. It had been raining for 2 straight days. The hill was basically a mudslide waiting to happen. You could see water pooling everywhere, loose rocks, completely unstable ground. Every NCO in the company tried talking sense into him. Staff Sergeant Miller pulled him aside before we started. "Sir, that slope is a death trap. We've had soldiers break bones on that hill in perfect weather." Sergeant Williams backed him up. "Lieutenant, we can achieve the same training objectives using the approved route around the base of the hill. Why take unnecessary risks?" But Davis wouldn't listen. The battalion commander was watching from the observation tower. This was his chance to look impressive, show aggressive leadership. "We're soldiers, not Boy Scouts," he said. "We train hard or we don't train at all." So there we were, 30 guys with full gear, looking up at what was basically a waterfall of mud. Every enlisted man knew exactly what was going to happen. It wasn't a question of if someone would get hurt, but how badly. We started the exercise. Third man up the slope, Private Jake from Ohio, lost his footing immediately, slid 20 feet down, slammed into a tree, dislocated shoulder, obvious fracture. Did we stop? Nope. Davis ordered us to continue. "Leave Jake, medics will get him, keep moving." Specialist Mike went down next. Tried to grab a rock for support, whole section of hillside gave way. Took him down like an avalanche. Compound leg fracture, bone sticking through his pants. Now we had 2 casualties and 28 soldiers looking at their lieutenant like he'd lost his mind. But military discipline is military discipline. You follow orders, even stupid ones, until someone with more rank tells you to stop. That's when Staff Sergeant Miller did something I'll never forget. He keyed his radio and called directly to the battalion commander in the observation tower. "Sir, this is Miller. We have 2 serious casualties in dangerous conditions. Requesting immediate halt to exercise." Davis tried to cut him off. "I didn't authorize that transmission, Sergeant." Miller looked him dead in the eye. "Sir, with respect, soldiers are getting hurt. That trumps your training schedule." The battalion commander's voice crackled over every radio on the hill. "All units, exercise terminated immediately. Medical teams respond to grid coordinates." Miller had gone over Davis's head. Massive violation of chain of command under normal circumstances. But these weren't normal circumstances. Soldiers were bleeding. Both casualties got medevaced to the base hospital. Jake recovered fully after surgery. Mike spent 6 weeks in physical therapy but kept his leg. Could have been much worse. The after-action review was brutal. Battalion commander asked Davis one simple question that ended his career. "Lieutenant, explain to me why you ignored multiple safety warnings from experienced NCOs." Davis tried to defend himself. "Sir, I was maintaining aggressive training standards. Soldiers need to learn to operate in adverse conditions." The commander cut him off. "Son, there's a difference between challenging your troops and endangering them. You don't seem to understand that distinction." Davis got relieved of command within the week. Transferred to a supply depot in Kansas. Never led troops again. The incident went in his permanent file with a note about poor judgment and failure to listen to subordinate leaders. Miller got a commendation for courageous leadership. The citation specifically mentioned his willingness to break protocol to protect his soldiers. He made Sergeant First Class 6 months ahead of schedule. But here's the real lesson. 3 weeks later, we did the exact same exercise. Different route, proper weather conditions, full safety briefing. Accomplished every training objective without a single injury. Miller led the exercise personally. When we reached the top of the safe route, he stopped the formation and pointed to that muddy death trap hillside. "That," he said, "is what happens when ego matters more than soldiers." Davis never understood that the best leaders aren't the ones who ignore danger. They're the ones who find ways to accomplish the mission while bringing everyone home alive.